Well, we're now joined by Dr. David Monyae. He's the co-director, University of Johannesburg, at the Confucius Institute and Center for Africa-China Studies. Dr. Monyae, thank you for joining us on Africa Live. Now, today, President Xi Jinping addressed a ceremony marking a CPC centenary. What is your take on his speech?
It was a landmark speech in terms of uniting the Chinese people and taking a historical background from 1921 to up to now. I think what was central is that at every turn, the CPC relied and depended on the people, and all achievements since 1949, while in power, it tracked how the party managed to work with people on the ground, reforms that were made in 1978 up to now. And all these remarkable achievements were due to unity and solidarity with the international community. I think those issues came up. The record speaks for itself, as you have read, the yardsticks in terms of the achievements made by China.
Well, Dr. Monyae, China, through a CPC, has achieved tremendous transformation from standing up and growing prosperous to becoming strong. So what can Africa learn from this?
There are a number of areas in which Africans would learn from China. It's not a question of copying everything. It's just a question of taking issues, certain reforms, certain policies, and ensure that they can be infused with Africa's own environment and culture and civilization, particularly on issues of closing the gap between the rural and urban through infrastructure, the question of education, high levels of education from crèche, primary up to high school and technicons, and couple that with the question of health, ensuring that people can live a better life through good agricultural, so that people can eat well. So I think what the Chinese Communist Party has done is to show to the world that it is indeed possible to uplift 800 million people out of poverty in a short space of time.
Well, it is 100 years later. How has the CPC been able to stay strong and for such a long time? And what has been its impact in Africa?
The impact in Africa is huge. I think it goes back to 1955 to the Bandung Conference, in which China and the entire African continent had so much in common, and up to now still have so much in common. The mere fact that the post-1945 world order led by United States and Western countries excluded China, excluded the African continent, and therefore there was an issue of fighting imperialism. Africa was colonized, and therefore China played a central role in assisting African nationalist movements in liberation. In power, the Chinese Communist Party also worked hand in hand with African governments in assisting on areas of development. And with the opening up to today, I think we see massive infrastructure development on the African continent. And this relationship is going in other areas, in space, the ocean economy. It's moving, particularly in education, in light of the health crisis we face due to the COVID-19 crisis.
Dr. David Monyae joining us there from Johannesburg. Thank you.